and this is life eternal, that they might know thee, the only true God, and Jesus Christ whom thou hast sent. Today, we are looking at God's love. Some of us, we do ask questions when we are going through suffering. We do ask God if indeed He loves us. Yes, the answer is yes. God really loves us. Let's read 1 John chapter 4 verse 8. It says that he who loved not know not God, for God is love. So if you don't love, if you have no love in you, you have no God in you. Because the word love is God. So God mathematically is equal to what? Love. Friends, love is God's nature and the foundation of His government. God started loving us right from the beginning, from the foundation of this world, that He exhibited His love for us. To be honest with you, when you look at creation, that is Genesis chapter 1 verse 26 to 27, God indeed created man in His own image, after His likeness. In Genesis chapter 2 verse 15 to 17, God then put man in the Garden of Eden and commanded man to dress and keep the garden. After which God said that of all the trees in the garden, man may freely eat. But of one tree which is in the middle of the garden, that is the tree of knowledge of good and evil, man must not go near. Not even talking of eating the 8 fruits. But in Genesis chapter 3, Satan deceived Eve, and by extension her husband Adam, and both of them ate the food which God has commanded them not to even touch the fruits. This made them disobedient in the sight of God, which they ought to follow the consequences or the penalty for such disobedience, which is death. But God didn't kill them. God, out of His compassion, out of His mercy for man, gave them a second chance. Friends, it is so clear that God is love, and the foundation of His government is love. So if you're a Christian, if you're a believer, and you claim that you serve this living God, the creator of this universe, but you have no love, then I'm afraid you are deceiving yourself, because the one we are worshiping is love. So God manifested His love towards us. Friends, when you read Romans chapter 5 verse 8, it says that Christ died for our sins while we were sinners, while there was no chance for us to even get closer to God. His love was manifested by sending His Son to come and die for us. Sending His Son to be a bridge through which we can reconnect to Him. So Christ came down to die, to reignite the God-loving nature in us. That is for us to know God. Friends, John chapter 3 verse 16 says, "For God so loved the world that He gave His only begotten Son, that whosoever believe in Him shall not perish but have everlasting life." Yes, that is the love of God. When you read 1 John chapter 3 verse 1, it says, "What a manner of love the Father has bestowed upon us, that while we were yet sinners, Christ came to die for us." You know, this is a loving God. How many of you, for example, this town where I live, if it happened that we are all going to die, but we need somebody to sacrifice his or her life for us to survive. I'm not going to do that. As human, I won't do that. And I know you won't do either. But here is the case that the Lord whom we have sinned against, the Lord that we have violated his commandments, instead of us to die for our own sins, he said, no, I love my people. I love my creation. So he rather sent his son, in fact, his only son, to come and die on our behalf in order to restore the lost relationship we were having with him from the beginning. Friends, God is indeed love. What must we do then? When we read 1 John chapter 5, verse 2 and 3, it says that we must exhibit the same love to others. So if I'm a Christian, I must exhibit the God-loving nature in me towards others. And how do I do it? It says by keeping the commandment of God. For the commandment of God is not grievous, it's not burdensome. Friends, we must exhibit love. Don't just say, I love, without doing it. So when we read 1 John chapter 3, verse 16 to 18, it just tells us that we should let our actions, our deeds, exhibit the love that we claim we have. Don't just tell me that, oh, friend, I love you. What shows that you love me? When I was going through financial difficulties, I came to you, but you turned your back on me. When I was hungry, I came to you, but you gave me food not, yet you kept the food that you have. When I was naked, you clothed me not, but yet you say that you love me. No, friends, let our actions prevail the love that we claim we have. Let us exhibit this love to our fellow humans. By so doing, we are telling the world that we know God. Because 1 John 4:8 says, God is love. Let us love. For if we do so, we will bring unity among us. Love surpasses everything. Let us love, for God is love. Shalom. Stay blessed.